So that so transmitting this MP3 15 MB file is very easy. So that is possible with the digital transmission. And aspect ratio, we are discussing about not only audio, we are also discussing about the video. So I'm getting the repeat sound. Somebody's so aspect ratio. Aspect. What is the aspect ratio? Width into height. For example, if it is a digital transmission, for take example of your LCD or LED TV, LCD
So,
or LED TV. So it is 16 is to 9 aspect ratio. But if
Ramaswamy sir,
you take analog TV, like our olden days box TVs, okay,
रामास्वामी
that is
साहब
there was a 4 is to 3 aspect ratio.
क्लास देख रहे हैं टाइम पे
Hello?
नहीं नहीं आपको मैं व्हाट्सएप लगाया नहीं लगाया क्या और देखो एक बार ग्रुप में डाला आपके व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे भी मैं फॉरवर्ड कर
Okay, these are the advantages. So, so compression aspect ratio is bigger, so wider screen. So compared to our olden days analog screen, so this digital format is very big. That is 16 is to 9 aspect ratio. So it's also computer compatibility. So you can capture, edit, transmit, and you can use anything using your computer. This is possible with the digital transmission. Okay, these are the advantages. So there are different. Uh, so for example, if you want to transmit, okay, audio, the standard format is DAB, digital audio broadcasting. If it is a video, digital video broadcasting. So have you seen this DVB? If you observe your set-top box, digital set-top box, so you will see this word. So it may be the any company product, but the signal transmission takes in a digital format. That means you will get a higher quality signals and transmission and compression rate. Okay, less. It takes less uh, space while transmitting the signals. Okay, if it is the file size is very small, so your data consumption is also very less. So aspect ratio, you will get a bigger audio, bigger aspect ratio. That means wider screen. Okay, so it is you can access. It's all always compatible with the computer. These are the advantages of digital transmission, digital television transmission. Okay, so why we use this technology into our television transmission? Okay, these are the digital one. So because nowadays, so earlier, for example, let's take example of 10 to 15 years ago. For example, I want to, so anyway, uh, news, this is a headquarter of the news channel. So take example of any channel. For example, TV9. TV9 headquarter is in Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad. So, for example, anything happened in a remote area like Adilabad, okay, ADL, Adilabad, or Mahbubnagar, for example, Karimnagar. Okay, Karimnagar. Okay. So what happens earlier? So first in Adilabad, there is a sub-region Uttur. So I'm talking about old undivided Adilabad district, and here Karimnagar, Jagityal, Mahbubnagar, Vanaparti. Okay. For example, if you want to transmit signal, some radio, story. Okay, story. Something happened in a one party. Okay, so you want to send it to the TV9 headquarters. Earlier days, usually they go to MB Nagar, Mahbubnagar district headquarters, and they have a fixed line. Okay, they will transmit it to the TVN headquarters. Same thing happened. Like if it is happened in Uttur, first it goes to the Adilabad and then it transmits to the headquarters. Same thing. Okay. But nowadays, with the advantage of advancement of technology, So you are using digital technologies, for example, radio frequency, radio signals. So nowadays we use 4G or 5G. Okay, 4G or 5G. So you are directly sending your story. Story means something last night. CM addressed in Mahabubnagar district. So usually what happens? So the reporter from that area record that event and go back to the headquarters and send it to the event headquarters. This was the story earlier, not now. So nowadays, so they are transmitting the digital radio, digital transmission, radio transmission, just using this 4G or 5G. So they are directly sending it to the headquarters. So what happens? So consumption is very less. So unless you are not going to the Mahabubnagar Nagar and you are sending. So directly from Vanaparthi to headquarters you are sending. So this is possible with the digital technology. Okay. So this is same happening and they use digital video broadcasting. Okay, the quality compared to analog signals very uh, better quality. You will get a better quality audio as well as visual quality. Okay, then what else? So news gathering is also earlier while capturing or recording. Okay, that took lot of space. For example, earlier they used to record on the cassettes. Okay, now it is very simple to capture on a memory card. Okay, memory card and directly you will transmit it from your location to the headquarter.
अब आ रहा साउंड ढूंढते ढूंढते बिल आए
Uh,
अब आ रहा
and what else? To this, and these are the digital broadcasting. So next we will discuss about the structure of a news channel. So this is for basic transmission. So is digital transmission because it takes less space. Data quality is good, compression, aspect ratio, computer compatible. These are the advantages of the digital transmission. So it is used in audio transmission as well as video transmission. Okay. So then, if you talk about television TV structure, niche channel, television niche channel structure, news structure. So in a niche channel, how many categories, how many departments usually works? Anybody has the idea of how many departments? Usually departments are person. So we all know about and first the face of the channel is the anchors usually. Okay, anchors or presenters. Then will next will be the reporters. Okay, then usually event means any story specific person. So these are the channel persons. Okay, anchors and presenters and reporters. Usually we are seeing other. So it may be, for example, if you take TV9, so usually we see the lady anchors, lady presenters, or Rajnikant and some news reporters. But there are number of people works behind the any program. Take any program, a number of people working behind that. So usually any channel has a two departments or sometimes four departments. Usually any channel has a two departments. One is input, another one is output. So usually we segregate this, and some channels may divide it as a planning department, and executive department. Executive department. Usually in Telugu channels, usually they combine this planning and input into one category and output and executive department into one category. So input department is a responsible. So we are talking about news channels. Remember this point. We are not talking about general entertainment channels. Okay. As a reporter, as a journalist, we are talking about news channel. News channel. We are discussing the news channel structure. Okay. So in the input department, usually input editor will be the head. Input editor. Sorry. Input editor will be the head. Here output editor. Okay. So what is the responsibility of input editor? Input editor is the person who is responsible for gathering the information from the different sources. Is the responsible. Under him, the number of people work. So say first we'll discuss about input editor, then we'll discuss about the planning. Okay. Input editor under him usually news coordinators. Under him bureau chiefs, and under them reporters, under them stingers. Okay, stingers. So what they do? Input editor will guide the news coordinators. News coordinators, for example, take example of Telangana state. Okay, if you divide into Telangana state, okay, how many parts? Two. One is north side or another is south side. So news coordinator is responsible for south. One is responsible for south, one is responsible for north. Under them, so there are 10 or 12 districts. Every 2 or 3 districts have a bureau chief. Okay. Some major, for example, take example of Warangal. Warangal may have a bureau chief. Okay. Adilabad may not have the bureau chief. Sometimes the reporter will manage the entire district. Okay. Or else Karimnagar and Warangal, Karimnagar and Adilabad may combine and one bureau chief will head the 2 districts. Okay. Under the bureau chief, the reporters for every district or sometimes regions, divisional level also. Okay. For example, if the division is the bigger one, okay. So they have a district reporter as well as divisional reporter. So under them, there are stringers. Stringer is another. They are not professional trained, but they work for the payment basis at a story basis. For example, if I'm working for a TV9 in my mandal, okay, whatever incident happens in my mandal, I will gather that information and record that video and send it to the district reporter. Okay, district. So this person forward it to the channel. Stingers may not send it directly to the channel, but
Like
stingers send it to the
freelancer.
freelancer. Actually, freelancer and a word printer.
Pardon?
Okay, అది ప్రింట్ బోర్డ్.
Okay, okay.
ప్రింట్ వాళ్ళని రిపోర్టర్స్ మన ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ వర్క్ చేస్తాం కదా. సో సమ్ టైమ్స్
అవును.
ఈ ఫ్రీలాన్సర్స్ యూజువల్ గా
Nothing but just like freelancer. And a stringer.
సేమ్ క్యాడర్
They can sell and they can give informations or any stories.
అయితే ఫ్రీలాన్సర్ కు స్ట్రింగర్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే ఫ్రీలాన్సర్ దే ఆర్ స్పెషలైజ్డ్ ఇన్ పర్టికులర్ ఏరియా. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐఎమ్ స్పెషలైజ్డ్ ఇన్ ట్రావెల్ యాగ్ ఫ్రీలాన్సర్ ఉంటారు. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ ట్రావెల్ చేస్తూ దే విల్ కలెక్ట్ డిఫరెంట్ స్టోరీస్ ఆన్ దే ఆర్ ట్రైన్డ్. ఓకే, దే ఆర్ ట్రైన్డ్. వాళ్ళు ట్రైన్ అయిన జర్నలిస్టులు, సీనియర్స్, మేబీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ వన్స్. బట్ దీస్ స్ట్రింగర్స్ మే నాట్ బి ద ట్రైన్డ్ వన్, as well as they are not full-time reporters. For example, I am residing in Jagityala. So Jagityala district may not have the reporter. Instead of reporter, they have a stringers. Okay, their stringers main responsibility is anything happened in Jagityala around Jagityala city, they'll collect and send it. So other times, so every day may happen or may not happen. So other times they work another profession. ఓకే, ఆ టైంలో మాత్రమే ఏదైనా ఈవెంట్ లేకుంటే ఇన్సిడెంట్ ఉంటే ఆ టైంలో మాత్రమే వర్క్ చేస్తారు. అదర్ టైమ్స్ లో వాళ్ళు వేరే వర్క్ చేసుకుంటారు. దే మే నాట్ బి ద ఫుల్ టైమ్ రిపోర్టర్స్. సో ది స్ట్రింగర్స్ మే బి ద షాప్ ఓనర్, షాప్ కీప్ అంటే ఒక షాప్ నడిపేవాడు కావచ్చు, లేకుంటే అదర్ లోకల్ ఉన్న లీడర్, స్మాల్ టైమ్ లీడర్ కావచ్చు. ఓకే, లేక ఇంకో ప్రొఫెషన్ చేస్తున్న వాటి ఎవరైనా కావచ్చు. వెన్ ఎవర్ ఎనీథింగ్ హ్యాపెన్, సో you need to cover that and send it to the reporter. Okay, ఈయనకి హెడ్ రిపోర్టర్ ఉంటారు. రిపోర్టర్ కింద వర్క్ చేస్తారు. దే వర్క్ ఫర్ ద రిపోర్టర్స్. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టేక్ అన్డివైడెడ్ కరీంనగర్ అనుకోండి. సో ఇంతకుముందు ఎట్లా ఉండేది, జగిత్యాల ఒకటి, సిరిసిల్ల ఒకటి, కోరుట్ల ఒకటి, ఇంకా సరే మెట్పల్లి ఒకటి అనుకోండి. సో ఇన్ని డివిజన్స్ లో సో రిపోర్టర్ ఉండవు. డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ లో ఒకటే, ఓన్లీ వన్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్, వన్ రిపోర్టర్ విల్ బి దేర్, అండ్ ది 4 divisions are స్ట్రింగర్స్. డైలీ కరీంనగర్ నుంచి స్టోరీస్ ఏం రావు. సో యూ విల్ గెట్ 1 or 2 stories in every day or 2 days. Okay, so anything happened Jagityala, this stringer sent to the reporter you pass it to the studio. Okay, ఇది స్ట్రింగర్స్. మనం స్ట్రింగర్ గురించి ఎక్కువ ఆలోచిస్తున్నాం. ఓకే, దెన్ ఇన్పుట్ ఎడిటర్ ఇస్ ద మెయిన్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ గ్యాదరింగ్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. సో అనదర్ పర్సన్ is there no in the planning. So in a news channel, if you observe, so ఏముంటుంది ఫస్ట్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నౌ 2 o'clock, 2 PM 2 to 2:30 one bulletin will be there, right? అవునా, 2 to 2:30. This is news bulletin, usually news bulletin. 2:30 to 3 PM there will be a program, news program. Have you observed this one? Well, again 3 to 3:30 news, 3:30 to 4 news based program. News based program, usually news based programs, news channels. Okay, news based programs. So this news responsibility of the collection news is the responsibility of the input editor. These programs, news based program, for example TV, I know, sorry, 9 to 9:30 న్యూస్ ఉంటుంది యూజువల్ గా. 9:30 to 10 ఏముంటుంది యూజువల్, ఏమొస్తుంది, ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది? 30 minutes ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ వస్తుంది. చూసారా? అవి అబ్జర్వ్ దిస్ వన్. ఆర్ ఎల్స్ వైడ్ యాంగిల్ అని ఇంకొక ఛానల్ వస్తుంది. వైడ్ యాంగిల్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? ఎన్టీవీయా? వైడ్ యాంగిల్ ఒకటి వస్తుంది. మ్యాగజైన్ స్టోరీ అని వస్తుంది ఒకటి. మ్యాగజైన్ స్టోరీ, ఇవన్నీ పేర్లు విన్నారా?
Yes, sir.
News and news based programs. News is the entire news bulletin, like first news, second news, third news, fourth news. So 10 news, 20 news in half an hour. After next half an hour, like second half an hour, usually news based programs. There may be discussions, or there may be like a 30 minutes magazine style of news. The magazine style of news means full details in a 1 half an hour. Okay, that is the responsibility of planning editor. Usually in our Telugu channels, usually they have only this 2 positions into 1, that is the input editor. Input editor ఒకడే ఉంటాడు, planning editor ఉండొచ్చు, ఉండకపోవచ్చు. So this is the responsibility collecting the information from. So not only collecting the information from the reporters. So you have another resources, right? Like news agencies. Okay, like Reuters, CNN. Okay, you have a feed, live feed every day, every time, like PTI, ANI. So you need to follow the news agencies. Okay, one is one source from reporters, another in agencies. Okay, Another source is you are looking in every news channel. You have a 20 to 30 టీవీలు ఉంటాయి, టీవీ ఛానల్స్. సో తెలుగు, ఇంగ్లీష్, హిందీ, దే ఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ ఆల్ ద ఛానల్స్. What type of stories they are, what type of news they are covering. Okay, based on their sources, based on their stories, they may collect this. TV9 may follow this type of stories. Okay, reporters, agencies, and another news channels. Okay, these are the responsibility of input editor. So for example, input editor collects all the data, all the stories, news stories from different places. Places means reporters, agencies, and other sources, right? Okay. Then what is the responsibility of this output editor, output or execute editor? So for example, in Telangana, you are getting 350 stories daily, and another 200 stories from agencies. How many stories you got totally? For example, other news channels are 20. Take example of 20. So totally how many? 570. You got 570 stories on daily basis. So out of 570, okay, you got 570. So 570 stories may take around 36 hours per day. How many hours left per day? Only 24, right? So remaining 12 hours, so we need to compress. That means you are to discard 12 hours of feed. Ante kada manaku. Okay, total 36 hours of feed ochindi, but we have only 24 hours a day. Okay, you need to discard remaining 12 hours. అది ఎవరు ఫిల్టర్ చేస్తారంటే this output editor is the responsible. Okay, ikkade there is a theory, gatekeeping. Have you heard about the gatekeeping? First paper lo untundi gatekeeping.
Yes sir, gatekeeping model.
Yeah, gatekeeping means, so you have a lot of information. So based on your agenda setting kuda unnaru kada, agenda setting. Okay, channel has a particular day for a particular agenda. Based on that agenda, the stories related to that particular agenda, the stories will be broadcast. Okay, ఆ రోజు ఏ ఎజెండా అయితే ఉందో ఆ ఎజెండాకు సూట్ అయ్యే స్టోరీస్ మాత్రమే ఆ రోజు బ్రాడ్కాస్ట్ అవుతాయి. సో రిమైనింగ్ స్టోరీ విల్ బి కిల్డ్. యూజువల్గా దే కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఎ కిల్. ద స్టోరీ ఇస్ కిల్డ్ or discarded. So even though you got 570 stories, only 200 to 300 stories will be broadcast on a daily basis. So remaining, for example, 200 to 300 stories will be discarded every day.
Sir, what audience like to see is called gatekeeping channel, sir.
What?
Sir, what audiences will like to see like relevant?
Yeah, that is decided by the, so that is called gatekeeping, right? So
Yes,
for
sir.
example, I got a 570 stories, right? I
Yes,
got
sir.
570 stories. So in this, so my audience, my specific target audience.
Yes, sir.
So for example, specific audience, for example, take example of, so I will give you a channel. So one channel is TV9, another one is ZeeTV.
Yes, sir.
So usually the city-based dedicated, okay, usually follow the TV9.
Yes, sir.
Traditional, okay, even they may live in cities like Hyderabad, but traditional people, traditional old style of news format, they follow ETV.
I understand, sir.
Are you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, traditional looking, sari wearing news readers. Okay, here modern dress, so follows trend. So usually this type of TV9 select out of 570 stories, they select to suit their audience, particular audience.
Sir, it is called
target-
filtering, sir.
Filter, that is called gatekeeping. Not we use it as a gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping.
Word.
That's
The
all.
word is called gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping.
Ah.
All.
So the gatekeeping anedi, so out of 570 stories, we use only 200 or 300 stories. The remaining stories out of 570 will be discarded. So see, if you compare both TV9 and ETV, same day, you will get a different stories,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
if it is a political, okay, you will go and cover. And so other type of stories. So TV9 target audience are different, and ETV target audience are different. For example, if you take even discussion, panel discussion stories. So compare with the TV9 with the ETV. So in a ETV, they are cool and experts. Uh, they're talking slowly and they are respecting each other. But in here in TV9, they are aggressive. They want to make their point strongly. So they argue with each other. So their audience, their target audience is different. ETV target audience are different.
Yes.
Okay. This is the responsibility. So here, for example, any channel. So first half an hour in a 1 hour. No. For example, now two this is 2 to 3. This if you divide this here, this half an hour is dedicated to news programs, news stories, and second half an hour is for news based programs. Okay, so they are related to news, but it may be detailed stories like magazine stories or specific spotlight stories. Okay, usually they're called news programs, news based programs. These news based programs are responsibility of your executive editor. If you have a 4 positions: input, planning, output, and executive. Usually in our Telugu channels, they have only 2 positions. One is input, one other is the output. Okay. So output editor is responsible for this programming also, news as well as programming. So we will decide this program. Usually any channel has a core team. In the core team, input editor, output editor, bureau chief, uh, one member, maybe management side from one member from management side, okay, graphics or coordinator. So they decide based on their agenda, they decide. So what type of stories should be broadcast on the particular day. Okay, under them. So here, not only input data, we call a regular reporters, freelancers, and feature story, features writers, feature stories. Okay, so all work for input. So report here, sub editors, okay, editors, video editors, voiceover artists, okay, PCR people, anchors, all comes under the output. Gathering is the input department responsibility. So whatever comes to the studio, processing that and sending it to the output editor is output department is the duty. Okay, I hope you understand this
Yes, sir.
difference between them. Got it? Only 2 departments. Usually only 2 departments ఉంటాయి. 2 departments మాత్రమే. Input or output. Input editor is the boss to get the information. Output editor is the boss to go out. What type of stories should go out to the public? Even though you got 570 stories, only you'll people able to see only 200 to 300 stories. Okay, that is the responsibility of output editor. And so, what are the people? Usually, what are the people working in output? Output anchors, script writers. Script writer means copy editor. Okay, sub editors we call a sub editor, script writer, and copy editor. Okay, anchors and graphics designer, all are comes under the output. PCR people. Okay, these are the only news. Another department, the beginning also we call not here, but radio. So radio is different. Okay. So these are the people, and one thing. So I'm exiting 1 second. One second. Anything? Hmm. Mm, what else we have to discuss? Mhm. Hmm. Right. Curtain riser. Curtain riser. Have you heard about this curtain riser? Curtain riser. Curtain riser is so. For example, so in the olden days, curtain. What is the curtain riser? Whenever there is a play. Okay. You're disconnected. Scheme in there. Okay.
Curtain raiser is like in movies we are giving a teaser,
You
like
are
we
opening
are
the curtain.
briefly introduction about the
Okay. It's like a
event,
teaser.
whatever we are
So you
going
are
to
opening.
broadcast in the TV.
Yeah. So for example, today, tomorrow. So maybe today, Anko, evening. Today evening, Chief Minister is visiting Adilabad or Mahbubnagar. Okay. So he is going to inaugurate one project. So assume it's not here now because we are in MCC, Model Code of Conduct. So no inauguration will be there. So for example, is going to inaugurate one project in the evening. So you are giving the detailed information about that project. Okay, when he is going, what is the project, how it is beneficial to the public. So you are giving you full details before opening the before actual event. That is the curtain riser. So anyway, event is happening. So you'll give a live feed. How to transmit it live? So earlier means 5 years back, before this Geo, 5 to 6 years back, usually they have a OB vans or DSNG, outer broadcasting ones, digital news gathering, DS, digital satellite news gathering, DSNG. So they have their own setup. So whenever the CM is visiting Adilabad, they travel to the Adilabad and they record, and through their DSNG, the signals will be sent to the uh, this headquarter. That means Hyderabad. Okay. Then from Hyderabad, they will retransmit it to the audiences or homes. This was the technology. For that, they have a DSNG or OB-WAN. What is the difference between OB-WAN means? OB-WAN is like a mini studio, outer broadcast WAN. Okay, they have a vision mixer, they have a audio mixer. Okay, they can connect with the number of people, and you can have a panel discussion in uh, OB-WAN also. You can sit two or three people, and you can discuss from the Adilabad, and that feed directly sent to the headquarter. Okay, from headquarter you will retransmitting to the audience. Okay, the process is the same. So this was the situation in the earlier. Nowadays, without having a DSNG or OB-WAN, the reporter goes to the location, and if you have a small kit, 4G kit or 5G kit, it's like a small box. They can directly connect to the camera to that kit, and the signal will be sent directly to the main studio. Studio means our headquarter. That is possible because of digital transmission or this latest advancement in the transmission, digital transmission like 5G or 4G. Okay, and earlier also to take collect the information from a different source, and so nowadays, so if the incident is very important, they are compromising on the quality also. For example, anything, something important happened, somebody has captured through their mobile. So that would send. So even in ETV earlier, for example, if you send a video, they may not transmit, they may not the broadcast on the channel, because they have their own specific standards. So video quality should be like this. The frame rate should be 25 frames. Okay, the aspect ratio is should be the 4:3 or 16:9. That was the standard. Nowadays, if you shot in a vertical also, 1:1, so they'll transmit it, because the information is very important. The information is very important. They are compromising on the quality of the videos. Okay, so this is the advantage of digital transmission. So here we are using a digital kit. Okay, digital transmission kits, and directly sending in the, without waiting for DSLG or OB1. So information is very important. So they are sending earlier. So either you need to travel to the headquarters, and from there you have a wired connection from Adilabad to Hyderabad. So from there you need to send your file. Right? It is this. That was the situation in 6 to 10 years back. Now anybody can directly send to your signal. That means reporters. And more implication. Another one is, so we need to discuss the breaking news. What is the breaking news? Breaking news. So you are bombarded with the breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. What is the breaking news? Why it is called breaking news? So I'll give you an example. The breaking news. So any channel has some plan, right? So from 2 to 2:30, there is a specific bulletin. It's called run order. So first story on this item, second story, third story, fifth story, and so on, up to half an hour. So they have planning. The bulletin producer is responsible for preparing the run order. That is called, the sequence of the story is called run order. Remember that one. What is the run order? Ante? The sequence of stories. First day story undali, second day story, third, fourth. Okay, break ఎప్పుడు ఉండాలి, and after break, what story should be at the end. Okay, this is called run order. So something happened in between. Okay, you prepared one order, something happened. So that is very important to the audience. So you are breaking the run order. You are the sequence, right? అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? You have a 10 stories.
Yes,
You
sir.
planned for half an hour. Something is happened in the middle. So you are entering by breaking the order.
Yes, sir. Urgent news.
Got it? The urgent news means, so what is the breaking news? What you are breaking? Breaking, you are breaking the sequence.
Yes, sir.
Sequence of the run order.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are breaking the run order. So you are entering you are occupying the remaining time. That is called a breaking news. So phone in. What is the phone in? So phone in, whenever there is an incident happened, so it is not possible to take video and send it to the main channel. So or else you have a doubt as a news reporter or news anchor, you can directly connect to the person. For example, somebody in the studio has talked about something. So you can, by getting the phone number of a particular person, you can directly call, and you can take his opinion or his point of view, okay, through phone call. Okay, and Another thing is P2C. Heard about this P2C? You may watch it on TV. Okay, P2C is piece to camera. Piece to camera is so whenever anything happened or something going to happen, like a curtain riser. Okay. So this reporter goes to the particular location and reports and tells about the story. That is called piece to camera. You are giving some information in front of camera. That is piece of information you are giving to the. Why you use the piece to P2C in a channel? Because, for example, I'm writing a story and I'm telling, oh, that is the things happened in there. Instead of telling the story, just you go and okay, that will be more authentic, right? Got it. So piece to camera is used to explain the reality of a particular thing. So that reporter is reporting the story from the location. Okay. Sometimes different types of P2C. Sometimes opening P2C because whenever the story begins, that time you get the voice of the reporter in front of the camera. That is called opening P2C. Okay, if it is end, if you a reporter concludes at the end, that is called closing P2C. Sometimes uh, open with the open the story with the one story, and you are connecting it with the another story. So in between, the reporter connects the story. It's called hello. Okay, so it's called a bridge P2C. Opening, bridge, and closing P2C. Okay. DSLG we discussed. What is the DSLG? Digital satellite news gathering. Using the satellites, we are gathering the information. OB-WAN, outer band, whenever there is a studio. So it's OB-WAN is like a studio, mini studio. So everything available in the studio. So you can switch at one camera to another camera, another camera to another camera. You can switch. So that is used in the latest digital transmission technology. Using the digital transmission, you are using OB-WANs and ESLG. And live production. So earlier, I will give an example. During the Telangana session, channels are covering the Usmania University Arts College. They have their specific cable lines. So whenever anything happened, they record and come back to the cable and they connect and the signals will be sent to the headquarters. Nowadays, so they have a small kit, live kit. So they connect to the camera and the signals directly goes to the channel headquarters. Instead of connecting to the wire and sending the signal, they're using digital transmission kits. Okay, they're directly sending the signal to the destination. Destination here means studio. Okay, remote OB-WANs. So simply called as remote. For example, another example I will give you, remote transmission. So this, for example, IPL match in Hyderabad, for example, the Star Sports is covering. So Star Sports may not have the studio in Hyderabad. This OB-WANs, okay, all cameras are connected to the OB-WAN. In the OB-WAN, they switch and the feed sent to the headquarter, and through headquarter again they transmit. This is happening in the real time. Okay, this is all about live transmission. And what's the time? Okay, remaining I have another class.
Yes, please carry on.
Okay, first third semester. Okay,
Thank
I
you,
hope
sir.
you enjoyed this class.
Yes,
So in a channel, Actually, if it is uh, offline class, so it would be very interesting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any doubts regarding this input haters, output haters? I'm not getting on.
Sir, what about assignments, sir?
Assignments, I don't know.
Okay.
Sunil or Giri is the responsible
Yes.
for assignments. Okay, you can directly contact him.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank
Sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank